So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SimZone. We are here for the off-season event. It's a sim racing nations, and we have got, it's a mini championship, a mini off-season event. We have the first round here at Barcelona. Hold 29 drivers on track, I believe. Yep, 29 drivers at the moment. So it's 3 communities, race line. Races for fun, and of course us, the SimZone, and we've got some stonking lap times coming in already. A 1:44.3 from the number 94 BMW, and Masto only 400ths off. Kenny currently in P4, I think struggling with his connection slightly. So let's hope that settles down for that race. Melvin in P5, going back out on track currently. Raceline Poxel in P6. The number 23 BMW, I'm going to butcher some of these names, but number 23, also another Raceline driver in P7. Lapria in P8, currently sat in the pits also. Lapria has been having some issues with his wheel, so hopefully he can get that sorted out for the future. And then looking further down, we've got so many drivers on track. It's going to be great. A great event here, but qualifying is not going to be easy with the amount of traffic that some of these drivers are going to find. But let's have a quick look at the comment. Simo Mello saying amazing graphics, thank you. He's cheering for Italy. Yeah, I'm sure you'd rather be cheering for the SimZone at the moment. But no, yeah, it is good to see the different nations here in this event. Ethan saying he's not able to participate. He was on the list, the drivers list, but something urgent came up. But he's going to leave the stream up and running to support, so we appreciate that, Ethan. Mr. CJ, also known as Carl, saying let's go team SimZone. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. There's so many quick drivers in this lineup, so let's go through the lineup actually while we've got a bit of time here. Let's bring it up now. So Raceline currently running with well, I'm pretty sure all of the Raceline drivers have RCLN at the front, apart from VRG Akart here, who's also a Raceline driver. And then for SimZone, we've got Kenny, who's currently running in P4, Melvin in P5, Lapria, who's currently in P9, Paul Moy, who is currently in P23, then we've got the Devil Son in P19, Windsor is currently in P27, Santa B is P25, BSTNNA is in P15, and then we also have Walker, who is currently in P20. And then let's go on to races for fun. Let's see if you can find. So we got Butch Coco here in P21 currently. We have Gia King here in P18. I'm going to really struggle with some of these names. Number 94 in P2 for races for fun. Squid. Where is Squid? Squid currently sat in the pits in P22. Path is in P28 currently. Soulfly is in P16. He's currently off the track there, so I'm not sure what's happened to him. Ido or Ido is... where's Ido? If you can find them. I'm not sure if they're actually here, but then we have Bibsy currently running in P10. Masto Benz is currently P1 there for Raceline. He's just done a 44 flat pretty much. And then we've got Bruce Harper as well, who is currently running in P6, about to exit the pit lane here. But yeah, we've got some crazy lap times coming in. But let's look at who's going to be next across the line. So the number 1 car of Walker is about to cross the line now. Can he improve? He does improve up to P18, so that's another few positions gained for the SimZone. But of course, it's not all about qualifying. We've got the race to think about as well. We've got Pavel in the comments saying, come on, the SimZone guys, show them some real racing. Hooschii saying hey. TFJ saying hello as well. TFJ also saying this is going to be really bad if there's a crash. Yeah, this many cars on the grid. But we've seen it on PC before. But we've had more than this on the grid. In PC we've had upwards of 40 to 50 cars. So if they can do it, I'm sure the console guys can do it. But at the moment, we've got, what's this, the top 10 all within a second of each other. I think Master Benz currently on P1 is going to be very hard to beat, and 43s are on the line. The number 94 also improves. Looks like they're working together here to try and pull each other along the slipstream. But yeah, I think we're definitely... Well, we might see a 43. There's only 1 minute left in this qualifying session, so it's going to be extremely close. Kenny still seems to be struggling with his connection. I mean, as long as that stays stable and he's able to be connected to the race, he should be okay. But currently running in P4, that's the second row. Melvin there in P5 as well, only 200ths off of Kenny's time, so extremely close for those. The TSE boys. Lapria down in P9 as well. Looks like he does. Oh, now down to P10. Looks like he does have a bit of traffic, but maybe the slipstream is going to help him. Let's see if it's an improvement. Yes, it is. Up into P6 for Lapria. BST NNA into P7 as well. So it's looking good for some of the SimZone drivers here. Raceline, their highest driver, I believe, is Darren, who's currently in the pit, sitting P3. Then it's Poxel currently in P9, the number 23 BMW in P10. SVW in the comments saying hello. Good to see you, SVW. And this is what you'll be doing when it comes to, I think it's the final round you're in for this event, SVW? I can't quite remember. Let's double check. No, it's the second round, so next round you'll be at Misano in the Ferrari. But yeah, qualifying session has come to an end, so provisionally Master Benz on pole. I don't really think anyone's going to be taking that off of him. The number 94 BMW in P2, Darren in P3, Kenny now in the pits. It doesn't show he's in the pits, it's a bit of a bug on the PS5 version, unfortunately. And Lapria also into the pits. BST NNA is coming up to the final corner. Has he found any more time? He's going to continue, so he might have here. And let's see what it's going to be. BST NNA is going to cross the line. No improvement there for him. The number 27 car, oh no, that looks like it's it. So there we have it. Master Benz in P1, the 94, let's call him Akil there in P2, and Darren in P3. So that rounds off your top 3 in the qualifying session. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly for the start of the race. Alright, so we're back onto the formation laps. Yeah, it looks like Kenny didn't press drive in time, or something may have happened there, unfortunately. Daniel in the comments saying go RFF. Good to see a Sniff in the comments saying evening as well. Yeah, that's a real shame for Kenny. He was qualified P4, and he's not going to be starting from the pit lane, but it's damage limitation here. He's going to have to try and get through the field and score as many points as he can, but good to see that his connection is now okay, so it might help him a bit more. But we'll get a quick track walk here of Barcelona. It's a very high tyre deck track. We've got a lot of long sweeping corners here. We go down the start-finish straight into turn 1. I do not know any of the corner names, so there we go. We've got them up on the screen. But yeah, Sector 2 a bit slower than Sector 1. And it's got this long back straight now into the hairpin, which obviously is no longer there. It's a different layout now due to F1. But the chicane at the end, I think, is definitely where drivers struggle the most on this track. There's massive sausage curves on either on the inside, sorry, of the chicane. One mistake as we're going through it now can send your car flying through the air. The drivers are now lining side by side. We've got two race line drivers securing the front row here. So they're definitely going to be working together to maintain this P1 and P2. And with Kenny now starting from the pits, that promotes Melvin up into P4, Labrea up into P5, BST up into P6. Now the question is, can the drivers keep it clean into turn 1? We are now green. Master Ben's off to a good start. Asu there on the outside line, Darren on the inside. I think he's going to have the inside line into turn 1, braking late there, but yep, I think he's got that move done. Up into P2 he goes. He's going to have the inside for the long right-hander here, and there we go, up into the P2. I think that's Melvin there, up into P3 as well. So Darren being swamped, sorry, not Darren, Asu there being swamped at the start, losing even another position here, and looks like that is, we'll wait for the leaderboards to shuffle around here. But it looks like there's been a bit of contact in the background. We've got a few cars off. I think the number 71 is off somewhere. Let's see if we can try and find them. No, not sure if we can find the number 27. Seems to be off as well. I think that's Paul Moy, who may have got caught in a bit of an incident. Yes, a bit of damage on the front of his car there. And he's off into the grass. Has he rear-ended someone? Or has he been rear-ended from behind? I'm not too sure. Kenny's now making his way through. I think Jacking was involved in something, maybe? No, it doesn't look like he's got any damage. So back to the race leaders we go. So it's Masto Benz, followed by Darren, then Melvin, then Labrea. These two are going to be working together to hold off Asu and Bruce Harper. BST NNA right behind them as well. Poxol side by side here with, no, it's not the Devil's Son. Poxol wide there. I think he might be fighting with one of the, well, he shouldn't be fighting because he's on the same team as the raceline drivers. So looks like Poxol being swamped here. A few drivers having to cut the chicane because it's so congested. The Devil's Son up into P8. You see there, he's now catching up onto the train. That's Atinero in P9, Bibsy in P10, Ruby Thumb in P11, who's being hounded here by Soulfly, and Morsilla, yeah, I think it's Morsilla, in P13, then Soidim in P14, I'm definitely not saying this right, Akart in P15, Lord Pirth in P16 at the moment on the back of these raceline drivers. Butch Coco in P17 on this train as well. Santaby looks like he's going to lose that position to Carmelo, who I think goes up into P 18 now. Santibi there just slotting back behind. He's got Walker behind him. Now these two might be working together. I think Walker may be quicker, but at the moment doesn't seem like it. They just need to work together to catch up to the rest of the field or try and make some overtakes. Now there is a pit stop in this race as well. Well, Windsor and P21 as well doing a great job. We've got 2 drivers in the pits already. So not sure what's happened to Paul Moy there. But yeah, there is a pit window which opens in 16 minutes, and it's pretty much the same as what we do in our usual league races. So mandatory refuel with refueling time fixed, and then the option to change tyres as well. Mr. CJ saying Ron got a great start. Yeah, he did. He's up into P3, but the top 2 are on another level here. They've pulled a 2-second gap to Melvin at the moment, and they are battling hard for the race lead. Now, this could be good for Melvin, Lapria, and the rest behind. If these top 2 continue to battle hard, they can possibly catch up. But at the moment, Lapria's got 2 raceline drivers right, sorry, not raceline, RFF drivers right behind him, and yeah, you don't really want to see that in your rearview mirror when you're out alone. But looks like BST, NNA, Devil's Sign as well, also catching up, so they could be here to assist Lapria. God, it's like playing. It's like we're in a shooter game or something, like we're playing COD or something. We got some backup now in the likes of sorry, not Korea, BST, NNA, and the Devil's Son. We love this camera angle. Spectator mode is still slightly broken on PS5, unfortunately. But let's look further down. Bibsy not so close to this pack, although they may be catching up. Soulfly P12, Morcilia P13, Soidim in P13. Sorry, looks like Morcilia's dropped down. Yeah, as it's updated, so he's down into P14. I call him P15. Butch Coco. Oh, yep, we've got to change this. We've got to change just 1 second. Good to see Yaroslav on the stream as well. Hope you're doing well. There we go, that's better. Still want the bots in the chat. But yeah, let's see how the rest are doing. So Walker in P17 currently, Santabi in P18. So it looks like they have done a multi 1-2 there, or they've switched positions in fact. So Lord Perth in P20, Windsor in P21, Path in P22, Kenny now making his way through the field. Paul Moy's back out on track, but he's going to have to serve another pit stop here, and likewise is Squid. They both had some damage that needed repairing. Back to the race leaders now. Masto Benz has pulled away. Darren is now falling back here, 1.2 seconds. Melvin is looks like he's lost some pace here. Lapria has caught up to him, and likewise has the 2 raceline drivers, Asu and Bruce Harper, and they're going to need to, well, Lapria and Melvin are going to need to work together here to try and hold them off. I think Melvin may need to let Lapria through if he's got the pace at the moment. But they'll be doing their team orders as they are able to speak to each other in the race. And I assume the raceline drivers would, sorry, not raceline, the RFF drivers would be able to do the same. But they are really closing in now. Doesn't look like they're trying to go for a move just yet. They're being patient at the moment, which is probably the best thing to do. We're only 7.5 minutes into the race. Andrew's saying he doesn't know who to cheer for. Cheer for the SimZone guys. He recognises the names in here. But yeah, Melvin still leading this train. Doesn't seem to be losing any time now to Lepria behind. They'll definitely be working together, but Lepria, I mean, even on broken equipment, he's holding off these RFF drivers behind him. For how long can he do that? I think they may need to switch places here. Asu trying to look down the inside into the hairpin, but backs out of the move. Lepria is going to be under a lot of pressure at the moment. But it looks like he's doing a good job at holding on. I mean, Melvin bouncing over the sausage curb on the inside there. I do think it would be a wise choice for him to let Lepria pass at some point, but it's not going to be easy to do so with Asu and Bruce Harper behind, because if he tries to let Lepria through, the two behind him are going to slot past, but this might actually be it. This might be the switch between them two, and Melvin defending the inside line. Lepria is going to get past, but the RFF driver has to back out, and they've done the switch there. So good team play between the two, but now Melvin on the defense here. He's going to try and hold them off to allow, I assume, to allow Lepria to pull a gap to them. But this is a great battle going on between these four, and it's maybe allowing BST and NA to catch back up. Delson having to defend against Matinera there in P9. We got Soulfly in a bit of a train here. Soulfly leading this train. They've got two raceline drivers here, and Ascend from Bibsy down the inside. He's gonna go wide though. I think Morcilio is gonna get that position back, and Walker catching up to these two as well. Likewise is Akart, Butch Coco, and Carmelo as well in this train. Next back to them is Santaby, 1.7 seconds back, then Lord Piroth. That's the worst camera angle on earth from the game. But Windsor here leading this train, I think. Yes, he is. Windsor leading this train, followed by Poxol, then Kenny, then Paf. Kenny and Windsor looking to work together. I think Paf is a raceline drive. No, actually. Yes, he is a raceline. No, sorry, not a raceline. RFF driver, and Kenny there being forced wide. I think he lost the corner. I wasn't quite sure, but he's lost that position to Path, and now it just leaves Windsor to try and defend against Poxol and Path here. Now Windsor staying on the racing line. The slipstream is going to help Poxol massively to have the inside line. Windsor, I don't think he's going to defend this position hard at all. He's going to allow him to go through. But probably just trying to be safe here. Doesn't really want to mess up this early on. Remember, we still have the pit stops to go. But Poxol is now going to pull away. Kenny catching back up, so he didn't lose too much time with a slight bit of contact there. Carmelo on the back of Butch Coco here. Now this place isn't really, this corner isn't really a place for overtaking here. It's not the heaviest of braking zones, but once we get down to the end of the straight at the hairpin, this is a golden opportunity to send down the inside, or even get a switchback if you're side by side here. It doesn't look like Carmelo is close enough just yet to go for a move there. Now it looks like Path right in the back of Windsor, Kenny right in the back of Path. We could see some teamwork going on here between the SimZone guys. Windsor a bit slow on the exit there of the corner, but could this allow Kenny to go down the inside? We've got someone off there. Who is that? That seems to be the number 40 something. Or 30 something? Actually, I'm not too sure. who that was. Was it Missouri? It might have been the 72 car. But here we go now, Kenny in the back. I think that's Paf looking down the inside into turn 1. Can Windsor hold it round the outside? He's going to try his best here. They're going to be side by side, a bit of door rubbing between the two. Paf, I think, struggling with the connection now, so something happened there. Kenny's going to slot down the inside. Windsor on the outside here. They're not going to be battling. They're just changing position. And Kenny has got that job done. He's going to try and get this move done on Paf now. So that's Carmelo, who I think was the driver that was off on track earlier on. Pavel saying Lapria P3. Yep, running in P3. He's got Melvin still behind him. These two have been doing a great job at holding those RFF drivers behind, but they do look scary at the moment. One of them going into the pits, but the pit window hasn't opened yet. The pit window hasn't opened yet, so they've made a huge mistake. Pit window opens in 5 minutes. So Bruce Harper pitting way too early there. And the pit window, that could be massive for the SimZone at the moment. That's one less driver for Melvin to worry about. Now BSTNNA has got Martinero breathing down his neck. Shinji in the comments saying go RFF. RFF doing a great job at the moment as well. But yeah, Bruce Harper I think pitting slightly too early there. Let's look further down. Carmelo has got past Paf. I think that is Kenny as well, who's got past Paf. So Kenny up into P21. Now for Bruce Harper, he's going to have to make another pit stop, and he's going to have to make his way through the pack again. So once again, damage limitation for them. And as you can see, his pit stop marker has not gone green. Now, Asu, I think, has made a mistake here. Melvin right in the back of Lapria once again. Could we see a position change between these two for the second time? Riyadh in the comments saying, go Kenny. Kenny currently in P21. He did qualify P4, and I think he would have been sticking with these two boys at the front. Or maybe even pulling away from them, who knows. But yeah, he's got to now try and work his way through the pack. He's on the back of Carmelo again. And Carmelo very deep there into the chicane. Path bouncing over the sausage curbs. Kenny's going to use the slipstream now. Carmelo trying to break it coming down the start finish straight. He's on the marbles, and that's not going to help him into turn 1. Kenny's got the slipstream. Look at the slipstream effect now. Is he going to send one down the inside? Looking down the inside, he's going to be late on the brakes. And no, backed out of that move, but it's forced Carmelo wide. And he's going to compromise his line here. Big slide there from Carmelo. Kenny a bit wide there. I think he tried to go around the outside, but he's going to carry more speed, taking the wider line. And maybe send one up the inside here. No, I think he's too far back to do so. But he's definitely keeping on the pressure here to Carmelo. And Paf still sticking with them. We've got Soulfly on the back of Walker. We've got a big train going on here. I think. Yeah, so Walker leading this train, followed by Soulfly, then Akart, then Butch Coco, then Santaby. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car train here. Looks like one of the RFF drivers going a bit slow on the straight. I think it was a position change. I think that was Butch Coco, yep, swapping positions with Sulfur, I think. Santa B has got Poxo all over the back of him at the moment. Is that Lord Perth now who's in the mix? Yes, it is. This is a great battle going on so far. TFJ saying Melvin and Lapria swap places again. Are they going to keep changing until the end of the race? Possibly. I mean, if they're slingshotting past each other down the start-finish straight, it's going to help massively. But it looks like Melvin's found some more pace here. Lapria defending once again against Asu. Has Asu got past it? Sorry, I missed that. So Asu now up into P4, Lapria down into P5. And now Asu looking to hunt down Melvin in P3 here. I think this is where Melvin can try and back up Asu into his teammate Lapria. And a mistake there from Lapria in the chicane. And look how much time he's lost just by going a bit too deep and bouncing over the sausage curb. But yeah, Melvin can still definitely back up the RFF driver into Lapria here. I'm sure they'll be working on some tactics. We've got two raceline drivers. Oh, someone very wide there. That I think was... is that Bruce Harper? No, it's one of the RFF drivers who went very wide there. Bibsy, I think it was. Pit window is now open. Yeah, I believe it was Bibsy who went very wide out the final corner. He's now got two raceline drivers, Ravi Fum and Morcilia, right behind him. Poxo running a P16, followed by Butch Coco, then Santini, then Lord Perth, who's struck back slightly now, but he's still there or thereabouts. Kenny in P21 hasn't really been able to close the gap to Carmelo, but they've been catching so quickly to the pack ahead. So I think it's better for these two not to be battling at the moment. They're out of position. They should be way further up the grid. But now, Kenny seems to have the run here. Poxo, sorry, not Poxo, Carmelo almost going a bit too wide there. Kenny right at the back of him. Now, if I were Kenny, I'd go for a pit stop here, because he's got Paf now closing in once again behind him. And he seems to have the pace over Carmelo, who just needs that clean air. He needs an opening to get past. So Kenny could possibly go for an undercut here. Carmelo very slow on the exit. That's brought Kenny even closer. You can see they're having to brake so early to avoid crashing into the back of number 73 BMW there. And Carmelo almost losing the car. Very, very squarely on the exit. Let's see, will Kenny decide to pit? No, he's going to keep it out on track here. We've got Matinero in the pits. Melvin still holding off Asu. Lapria now losing some time. Remember, Lapria is still on a broken Crossmaster, so he's still doing a great job, even with a handicap. But look at this now, Asu very, very close on the back of Melvin. We know Melvin's extremely good at defending. He's been Division 1 champion a number of times on PS4, and I believe this is his first few races on PS5, and he's still doing a great job, currently running in P3. and I'm sure he'll be able to hold off Asu for a few more laps. But the slipstream on the start-finish straight is where Melvin might struggle. Darren now into the pits. This is where Melvin really needs Lapria. But he doesn't have him. We've got to stop go 30. Who is that for? That's for Butch Coco speeding in the pit lane. Really unfortunate there. It's so easy to do here at Barcelona. Especially if the pit board's been knocked. And Melvin having to go defensive into turn 1. Asu trying the outside and might have this. No, it's not going to work for Asu. And that's what I mean. Melvin absolutely on another class when it comes to defending. Looks like a kart, Poxo, all in the pits as well. But Melvin's slightly wide. He's going to set himself up for the next corner though. He's going to have the inside. And Lapria now catching back up to these two. This is the support that Melvin needs. But I think Melvin's going to hold on to that position. Asu not able to get it done around the outside, but it's really allowing Lapria to close back in. This is what they need. They need to put the pressure on Asu here if they want to hold on to these positions. But looking further down, I think that's Butch Coco going, letting the leaders through. Yep, it is. So let's go back to this battle with Carmelo and Kenny. Kenny's still not pitting. Interesting. Now they've caught up to Lord Piroth. If I were Kenny, I would dive straight into the pits now. Let Lord Piroth hold off Carmelo, and then the undercut would be extremely successful. Now we'll see if Kenny goes to the pits this lap. Looks like Kenny's slightly wide there, trying to find a gap. And oh, that's Lord Piroth wide there. I'm not sure if he got hit from Carmelo. But Kenny going wide once again. I definitely think he needs the pit, because he is faster. But I think doing the opposite to what Carmelo does would be the ideal choice now. He's going to keep it on track. Butch Coco now serving his stop go 30. Kart and Poxo, two raceline drivers, have already pitted. They've come out 2/10 apart. So Butch Coco's stop and go has been cleared. Darren has served his pit stop, getting past Windsor there. Windsor is now a back marker, still yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. I believe that's one of the SimZone drivers behind. I'm not sure who it is. Is it Paul Moy? No, it's not Paul Moy, although actually it might be. Yeah, I think it is Paul Moy. Let's see what number it is. 27, yep, that's Paul Moy, who is currently down in P25. He's got to serve another pit stop. Kenya and Carmelo still battling out here. Santabe in P9. BST NNA into the pits now. Ruby Farm catching up to Bibsy. These two battling for 5th position. Obviously yet to serve their pit stop still. Now Kenny got the slipstream on the straight. I still don't think it's going to be enough though, unless, can he send it down the inside? He's going to wait to the last second to pull out of the slipstream. He needs to be later on the brakes here. He hasn't really got enough of his car along the inside, but it's forced Carmelo to leave room, and Kenny's got the job done around the outside there. and sorry, not around the outside, on the inside, and he's got the inside for the next corner as well. What a move there from Kenny. Placed his car perfectly, and up into P8 goes Kenny. Now he's going to be able to pull away from Carmelo. He has the speed to do so. Now we've also got the race leader, Master Benz, into the pits. That's going to promote Lapria into provisional race lead. Where is Melvin? Melvin down in P17. Still has... well, that's Missouri behind him. Asu has, seemed to have made a massive mistake in the pit stops. He's down in P18 here. Or actually, P17 here. A second behind BST and A. So, not sure what's happened to Asu. And looks like he's being swamped now by Matinero in the 23 BMW. So this is good for BST and A. He can try and pull away. Missouri in front of him. No, not Missouri in front of him. It's someone else there who I believe is yet to serve their pit stop. Now looking at the battle for P10, I think Paf has got past Lord Piroth. Lord Piroth diving into the pits now. Paf's going to keep it out on track. We've got Lapria, Soidim, and Bibsy and Rubifam all in the pits. And the race leader, Master Benz, clear in the lead, although, is that Darren? No, it's not. So Master Benz is comfortably in the lead at the moment. And the net race lead after the rest serve their mandatory pit stop. I'm not sure who that BMW behind him is. What number is that? It is number... God, I can't even see. What number is that? It's 73. 73 is Carmelo. Ah, yeah, so Carmelo is still yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. He's actually lost a lot of time to Kenny here. Now halfway into the race. Andrew in the comments saying, I taught him all he knows. Kenny needs a clean pit stop. He does. And he can keep it out for a bit longer though. He doesn't need to pit just yet. I think he's got the pace, he's pulling away. And unless the tyres are really struggling, he can keep it out for a bit longer. He's got clean air. Although Masto coming behind him, he can let Masto past or dive into the pits now to avoid losing any further time. But he's going to continue on track. He's going to need to let Masto past. There we go. Follow his slipstream now down the start-finish straight. This is going to help pull him along. Santabi now into the pits. This is going to be crucial for Kenny. I think Kenny's definitely done the right thing by staying out. He could have gone for the undercut as well, but this has worked too. I'm sure for Kenny, he can definitely get into a top 10 here. Now, BST there, looks like Asu has got past into P11, BST in P12, Matinero there in P13, just within a second. Missouri in the pits now for his mandatory pit stop. Pomoy still yet to serve his. Looks like that's Bibsy in P17 now. He's going to have to start defending to Morcilia. Now this long right-hander eats up the tyres, especially if you're quite aggressive into it. And with the track and ambient temperatures being so high, I think the left side of the left side tyres are going to struggle massively. And I think we will see the majority of drivers changing their tyres at the pit stops. Soulfly into the pits now for his mandatory stop. Kenny into the pits as well. Windsor's coming up to the chicane. I believe that's Melvin in front. Yes, it is. He's obviously still a lap ahead. We're just going to keep it out on track. So pretty much the only ones to pit stop are Paul Moy and Windsor, both SimZone drivers at the moment. Oh, sorry, both SimZone drivers are the last ones to pit, but they're currently in clean air and they've got 7 minutes to serve this mandatory pit stop. Windsor way too deep into turn 1, but luckily the BMW handles those sleeping policemen with no hassle. Martinero now catching up to BST and NA. The gap's 6.5 tenths here. BST is going to have to look at defending shortly. He's gone deep there. Stop and go. Who's that for? Soulfly picking up a stop and go. That's probably going to gift Kenny another position. Quite a few drivers, a few positions here. Soulfly in P16 now. Who's that behind? I'm not sure who's behind. Is that Warpiroff? No. Let's have a look. It's the... what number is that? I think it might be Windsor. Is it Windsor? No, it's not. It's not easy with this many cars. Usually on the PC you'd have your extra apps that help you out with this stuff. It's number 82, there we go. So there's number 82. Ah, that's Santaby. So yeah, Santaby's going to gain a position. Kenny's going to gain a position. Walker's definitely going to gain a position. Carmelo now down in P20, so he's behind Santaby, Kenny and Walker. He's probably going to gain a position as well. Path is actually behind Lord Pirth, so Lord Pirth up into P21, Path down into P22. Andrew's saying, hope Kenny's tyres will be better than the others at the end of the race. Yeah, he's gone late, so he should have better tyres towards the end. And it's going to be crucial. Soulfly now serving his mandatory pit stop. Windsor into the pits. Where's Paul Moy? I think he's going to have to pit this lap. Otherwise he's going to be cutting it really close in the pit stops. SVW saying amazing drive from Kenny. Next week he will drive his own car, the Ferrari. Yeah, he'll be more accustomed to that. And maybe even further up than qualifying in P4, you never know. Misano and the Ferrari is a very good combination. Martinero then hasn't really been able, he's got some damage on the front of that BMW, which that may be hindering him. He hasn't really been able to catch up to BST and NA. BST, despite making a few mistakes, has managed that gap, hasn't really let it drop under half a second. But looking at the race leader, Masto Benz, a 12-second lead to Darren in P2. Masto currently on another level. It's I don't really want to press the timetables. I'm pretty sure it is fixed for PS5. So the fastest lap of the race from Masto Benz, 1:44.0 in the race. That is unbelievable here from Masto Benz. It's pretty much his qualifying pace. So been able to match what he was doing in qualifying, although... Oh, that was Darren, sorry. Well, Darren nearly losing the car there. We'll go back to these two, BST and Matinero. Still separated by 9/10. They seem to be catching some traffic now. Asu, there in P5. I think he might be losing some time to BST. The gap's only 2 seconds. Who is that in front? I think that might be Paul Moore. Yes, it is. He has to pit this lap. He's not going to make it around in time to serve another pit stop. And there we go. Dives into the pit, does Paul Moy. That's going to release... Where is he gone? That's going to release... Asu, pardon me. Into clean air now. BST is closing the gap, 1.8 seconds. So BST and Matinero are catching up. And for the drivers that haven't changed tyres, they're going to be losing heaps of time in the second half of this race. Now I wonder if Asu has changed tyres here. The gap is definitely coming down. So he may still be on old tyres because he was lapping the same pace as Melvin and Lapria, if not quicker, in the first stint. But he just couldn't find a way past. We'll just have to see once he crosses the next sector line if BST has closed in any more. Now the gap's gone back up to 1.9 seconds. Staying even here. Pozzo and Ruby Farm there, and they've got a... No, they don't have a kart, so that is Morcelia in front. Pit windows now closed, everyone has served their pit stop, but they're coming up to some traffic. So looks like Bibsy in P10, and they've got someone there. I think that might be Butch. No, it's not. Is it Squid? Nope. Ah, there we go. It's Jerking in P25 there. He's going to have to get out of the way here at some point. Probably on the start-finish straight, as he is a lap down here. Doesn't look like he's going to just yet. Now Bruce Harbour, who was running up in P5 with Asu, is now down in P21 here. And we'll go back to this battle of Perth and Path. Perth has been able to hold off Path for a good amount of time. They're Path jumping over the sausage curbs. That's going to give him a horrible exit out of the final corner. You can see there Perth extending the gap. It's over a second now. 1.5 seconds it is. So he's got some breathing room for the moment. Where's Kenny? P15. How far off of a car? 11.9 seconds. So he's going to try and hold on to P15 here. I don't think 11 seconds or 12 seconds is possible with the amount of time we have left. Unless, of course, a car makes a mistake. But they've been so consistent. It's going to be difficult for the Raceline boys to make a mistake here. And I've maybe spoken a bit too soon. One of the Raceline drivers off the track. That is the number 38 car. Who is that? Number 38. That's Morcelia off on the track. So that's going to allow, I think, Kenny to get past. Yes, it is. Kenny up into P14 now. Walker up into P15. Morcelia is going to drop down into P16. So that's already one position done. Oh, it's looking possible now that they might be making some mistakes here. And that 11 seconds, that 11-second gap to a kart doesn't look so big anymore. But looking now at P6 and P7, BST seems to have been losing some time. He's having to defend to Matinero. Matinero within 4 tenths. Even with that damage, he's been able to stick with BST and NA. But oh no, BST's got some damage there on the right hand side of his car as well. They've now dropped 2 more seconds back to Asu in P5, so that's now 4 seconds to him. BST is going to do everything he can to hold on to P6. There's only 16 minutes left of the race to go. So BST is going to be defending for his life here. Andrew saying the next two aren't far ahead of Kenny. Yeah, the gap's coming down massively actually, 9.8 seconds, so something has happened to Ricard. He's been losing about a second a lap now. I wonder if it's the tyres. Have they changed? I wonder if they've changed tyres or not. By looking at the deltas and it coming down by a second or so a lap, I think they haven't changed tyres here, so that's Ruby Farm in P12, who's only 2 seconds ahead of a car in P13, Kenny in P14, Walker in P15, Carmelo 4.5 seconds back, so those two, Kenny and Walker, won't have to worry about Carmelo for now. Now what is the gap once Kenny crosses the start-finish line? No, it's back up to 10 seconds, so maybe a slight mistake from a car that last lap. Drive through there for Bruce Harper. He's had a horrible race as Bruce Harper. Got a good start, pitted early before the pit window. Then he's had to make, so he made an extra stop to begin with. Now he's going to have to make a third one. He's going to have to enter the pit lane for a third time for this drive-through penalty. And that, I don't think it's going to drop in behind Winter. Oh, actually, no, it might. Winter's 21 seconds behind, so it could definitely drop. He could definitely drop behind Winter. It's showing 2 laps, but yeah, Bruce Harper might lose P21 to Winter here. Missouri catching up to Windsor, I think that's 1.9 seconds. He's still carrying that damage on the front of that BMW. Squid now with a drive-through penalty here in P28. That's not really going to change his position, but that means Paul Moy might be a bit more comfortable. The Priya currently 2.2 seconds back to Melvin. Asu has been closing the gap though to Labria, 3.5 seconds now. It was about 4.5–5 seconds, so it's coming down. And I think Labria is going to need a bit of help here from Melvin if Asu closes that gap. Now, if that gap came down to under a second, if I were Melvin, I'd be slowing down slightly to try and help my teammate. So that's Squid's drive-through cleared now. And look at this, Asu, 3.1 seconds to Labria now. Andrew saying Barcelona is hungry on tyres, Jan saying especially with the heat. Yeah, I mean, track temp is 33 degrees. And the left side takes a battering. Bruce Harper, no! Speeding into the pit lane, he went to serve his drive-through penalty, and he's now got a stop-go 30, so he's going to have to enter the pits for a 4th time. And his race has just gone from worse to worse. I don't know if that made any sense, but it did in my head. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to lose that position to Soulfly. from worse to even worse. That's what I was meant to say. Matanero, he was within a few tenths of BST and NA, so BST has found some more pace under his sleeve here. He's now keeping Matanero at bay and just managing that second gap. He doesn't want to be pushing too hard here, because he wants to bring the car home now in P6. The gap between Asu and Lapria down to 2.1 seconds. So I definitely think Melvin needs to... I'm not sure, actually. It's going to be a tough call to make. Because Lapria, if he's confident that he can hold off Asu, you can see him there just entering the chicane, then it might be okay for Melvin to stay that far up in front. Yeah, Asu is on a mission at the moment, 1.6 seconds now to Lapria, and that also means he's catching up to Melvin in P3. So I think they definitely need to work together to hold off Asu. Whether that means slingshotting each other like they were in the first stint. It looks like Matanero's got past. No, he hasn't. BST. Actually, no, he has. Matanero up into P6, BST now down into P7. And Sloydem there now looking for this position. He's tried to get past, so we didn't quite see what happened to BST and NA there. But I don't think he's I don't think he's worrying about P6 now. He's worrying about the car behind him. Bruce Harper in for his stop-go 30 path. Still not able to find a way past Lord Piroth, although he hasn't been able to get close enough for an overtaking opportunity. Path and Lord Piroth very even on pace. So that's Bruce Harper's stop-go 30. Let's hope he doesn't have to go to the pits anymore. And oh, that was a massive lunge from Path there. I don't know anything. He thought that was going. He broke a bit too late. But luckily, Lord Piroth was able to continue with the car facing the right way around. Yeah, Path maybe getting a bit too desperate there into turn 1. No panic in the comments saying Master Benz is overpowered. Yeah, he's on another level at the moment compared to the rest of the field. Asu within a second to Lapria. 8 minutes left to go. Either Lapria is going to have to make his car as wide as he can. He's going to have to do an Alonso here, or he's going to need Melvin to help him out. Asu lapping very, very quickly at the moment. I mean, he's closed it down a 5-second gap to under a second within a few laps. You can see that under braking, it just seems like he's able to brake that little bit later, because that's another few tenths gained for Asu. And I think Melvin may be slowing down slightly, ever so slightly, to help out Lapria here. And Lapria feeling the pressure now, bouncing over the curb on the inside, but Asu's had to brake early to avoid that, and now Asu's going to have the slipstream. This is where it would have been crucial for Melvin to be closer to Lapria. Asu Going for the inside. Lepria now defending the inside, squeezing Asu there. Asu's going to try the inside line. Lepria's going to have to give him the room. Oh, contact between the two. And I think there's a bit of latency issues involved there. And Lepria's lost that position. And is now... no, I believe he's not got anyone behind him. But down into P5 for Lepria. And I think that may be Bruce Harper. No, Bruce Harper's got the pink wheels. So yeah, I'm not sure who that is at. Soulfly there, P22, who's now behind Lepria. Yeah, I'm saying Lepria not happy with that. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, to be honest. But it's now going to be Melvin possibly having to defend against Asu, although there's 5 minutes left of the race. So Melvin's going to have to do everything he can to hold off Asu here. Looking further down, there seems to be many battles at the moment. It's sort of settled down now. We've had action all race. Now obviously the two raceline drivers aren't going to be battling with each other. I think we've actually had a retirement. And I'm pretty sure it's not one of the SimZone drivers. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, it might have been. No, where's BST? I missed BST. Oh no, it might be BST actually. We've lost. And I think it is, unfortunately. Ah, BST's game crashed. That's really unfortunate. PS5 version is still a bit buggy at the moment, unfortunately. It's a real shame for BST, who was running really well. Looking at the gap between Melvin and Asu, still about 2 seconds, and Melvin's going to have the benefit of the slipstream from the back market. Still the two raceline drivers, Pogto and Rubifon, within a second of each other, but I don't think they'll be gaining any more positions this race. Bibsy, a second back to the Devil Sun. Devil Sun's losing a bit of time now to Bibsy. Just needs to hold on for a couple more laps here. Just 2 minutes left for the race to go. Where is our race leader? Masto Benz. Coming through turn 3 now. So there will be one more lap after this. Unless of course he decides to slow down at the end. But I don't think he will. He's going to make it one more lap. Bibsy right at the back of the Devilson now. 5 chances to get between the two. And Bibsy's going to have the slipstream all the way down the start-finish straight till the end. Bibsy much later on the brakes into turn 1. And Asu 1.7 seconds back to Melbourne. I don't think it's going to be enough though to get that position. Bibsy, I think, a bit late on the brakes there. Maybe trying for a late apex to get better exit speed, but it's not a long straight here. Into the next corner, trying to move up the inside. It's not going to phase the Devilson one bit. He's going to stick to his normal racing line. Neda's now on the final lap. So after this, Devilson only needs to hold on one more lap. The gap seems to be back to about 5-6 tenths between the two. But it could be less. This is where a lot of drivers lose time. I think the Devilson got a bad exit there. But for Bibsy, I think turn 1's going to be the best place for him to overtake. Devilson just needs to get a good exit out of the final corner and defend up until turn 1. But it's not looking good at the moment. Bibsy even closer than he was last time around. Devilson going extremely defensive all over the marbles. That's a good way to defend turn 1. Directly on the inside, but Bibsy trying around the outside there. He's not going to have it done. Great defensive driving from the Devilson. There was only a few centimetres separating them there. But Devilson slightly wide. He's going to keep it on the Astro, or the runoff. It's not actually Astro, I don't think. And Devilson sideways there. He's kept the slide. And like I said, making his car as wide as possible. Where's our race leader? Masto Benz is going to round the final corner, and he's going to cross the line in P1 for RFF there. Darren in P2 is going to round the final corner and cross the line for Raceline in P2. And Melvin, it's actually good to see we've had a driver from each community finish on the podium. Look how close Asu there is behind, but he's been held up by someone and he wasn't going to get the move on anyways. Melvin's going to cross the line there in P3 to round off the podium. Asu's going to cross the line in P4. I think that may have been Windsor, yeah it was. Asu in P4, Lapria in P5, Martinero in P6, Soidium in P7, Devilson in P8, and he's going to be able to hold on against Bibsy. Great driving from the Devilson. Bibsy in P9, Pogso in P10, and that is your top 10 here for round 1 of the 3 Sim Racing Nations event. Now I wonder if we can get some interviews with our drivers. So there we have it. The full results are as shown. Just scroll down so we can capture all of them. So there we have it. We'll see if we can get an interview with some of our drivers. Now, let's see. Just bear with us while we see if we can get anyone up for an interview. Yeah, what a race we had. I mean, definitely went successfully. But a shame that we still get blue screens in this day and age on this game. I'll wait a few more minutes if no one joins the interview waiting room, then we'll call it there. Yep, looks like we are going to have some interviews here, so just bear with us for a second. Okay, so we're going to bring Lapria in. So great racing, Lapria. Even with the wheel issues.
Thanks, but also got like a bit unfortunately well being punted off at the end.
Yeah, what happened there? Was it a racing incident or was it? Because it looked really odd on stream. Like it looked like there was a bit of lag or latency or something.
Yeah, well, he was on my inside, still behind. He only had his nose in, and I forced him a bit to the right, and he didn't brake and just smashed me on the rear.
Unlucky, but still.
And gave me 14 seconds of damage.
Yeah, luckily that was towards the end, and you're still able to get a really good result.
Yeah, but still, could be fourth. And if he didn't take me out because I was catching Melvin, maybe could have had him.
Yeah, but there's a bit of teamwork going on as well at the start, I saw.
Yeah, we need to get some positions for the SimZone. So
yeah, and it definitely seemed to work. You guys are slingshotting each other down the start-finish straight.
It worked, and Melvin went into the pit lane, and I came out. When I came in, I came out just behind him. So
yeah.
And we gained like 9 seconds on the guy behind, so that's good.
Yeah, that's great. And I think for the rest of the drivers as well, they had a good Good race. Kenny, unfortunately, he didn't press drive, did he?
No, he forgot to press drive again.
No. He could have been up there with you guys, but yeah, I mean, he fought his way through the pack and did great. Now we're looking to next week. Is it next week? No, next race. Misano in the Ferrari. Have you done that combination before?
I did Misano, but I'm scared of his Ferrari.
Scared of the Ferrari? Oh god, I'm sure you'll be fine for next time.
Yeah, we will see. But
yeah, plenty of time to get some laps in, anyways.
We have more time than this race, so
yeah, definitely.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, congratulations on the result, and
yeah, thanks.
Let's try and do it again for next time.
Yeah, we'll try at least.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there we have it, round 1 of the 3 Sim Racing Nations event. God, that's a tongue twister. But join us next time, which I believe is the 27th of December, which is the next round at Misano. But until then, have a great evening, have a great Christmas, and good night.